Okay, so for chapter 4, we talked about space exploration, and three questions that I'm gonna answer today are: describe the significance of the early NASA projects, example Mercury, Gemini, and Apollo, and then like shuttle projects and space probes. And then the second question is: after watching and reading the space exploration resources, what are your thoughts towards space tourism? And then I will also be describing two articles that I found. So first of all, the three space projects that America did early on were Mercury, Gemini, and Apollo. So Mercury was the first one because it was like the first project in the like in American history practically. It was a 1958 through 1963. We practically just took up into space and just kind of was like the first time we ever realized what's up there. And then Gemini was second, and this is where we sent. It was a two-person crew that we sent up into space to explore more, but we didn't touch on the moon. We didn't get any to like any other planets. We were kind of just like out in our outer solar system practically. And so thirdly though, this is the big one. This is the Apollo space program. This was the last one out of the early programs in which we successfully put humans on the moon. So that was a really big milestone for the United States and the NASA program. The shuttle projects were a really big part in getting men to space, but they've been kind of shut down now because it's just kind of too expensive for NASA to do, and the risk of losing one and losing a person is very high. The International Space Station is it's pretty great. It kind of just brings all the countries together up in space, and we kind of talk about what we're exploring, what this country's exploring, kind of just go more because we don't really know all of space, just kind of how we don't know all about the ocean. Space probes are pretty great. That's how we kind of explored more out of our solar system was with space probes. They're just robots, so they don't. There's not really a risk of losing a man or anything when you use space probes. And then question two: after watching and reading the space explorations and reading about space tourism, would you consider doing? I would not consider doing space tourism because I don't know. I read about how nauseous you get and how sick you can get up into space, and I just don't think it would really be something for me. But I mean, if you want to, if any of you guys want to, then just go ahead. I mean, it's up to you. It's kind of a opinion. Describe two articles that you found related to recent space exploration. So I actually found one article. It's called "India Loses Contact with Probe Just as It Prepares to Land on Moon." The Wall Street Journal just posted it on September 6, 2019. So it's practically just talks about how India launched a space probe and it failed to land on the moon because it lost communication just as it was about to touch down. And then my second article was a movie that has Brad Pitt stars as an astronaut whose father disappears on a mission to contact extraterrestrial life, and James Gray's sci-fi look at the loneliness and isolation of space. It's called Ad Astra Up There Solo, and it's a new movie coming out. It doesn't really have a release date on it yet, but that's also going to be a pretty good movie. And so, yep, that's what we learned in Chapter 3. I hope you enjoy this reflection.